Hello beautiful people, welcome to another video. I know I haven't posted on here in a while, so quickest update ever. Back in May I got a job because there was just so much chaos around my car, around loans and debts, and I was just feeling really kind of sick of being on the road, feeling unstable, feeling insecure, and I wanted to be rooted and grounded. So I got a job, and the universe provided this amazing apartment, and everything was going great. It felt good. I got promoted at my job within like 2 weeks of starting there, and now here we are 3 months later, and it's this level of turmoil, this level of frustration within me. And it doesn't have to do with necessarily my surroundings, because I love the apartment, I love the people I work with at work, and it's like on a 3D level I should be so happy, I should be so content, I should be good. But internally I want to travel again, I want to be on the road again. My soul needs to be out there. And literally from the start of my job, I kind of just had this intuitive awareness that I'm not going to be there very long. But in my mind, like, I was already starting to plan, like, I'll be here for a year. You know, I've applied for a college online, I got approved. I'm gonna be starting in the fall, and it felt like, okay, now it's time to put down roots, just stay grounded in one place. And again, 3 months later, here I am, just longing to get on the road. Now, the major thing that's keeping me from that is my car, because I have engine issues, a cracked windshield, my coolant leaks. Basically, I don't trust that car to go more than a few miles, and literally that's as far as I bring it to work and back. So that has been a major inhibitor for me. And then I've been in this mindset that because I'm gonna stay here for a long time, I'm gonna start paying my bills, I'm gonna start, not paying my bills, paying off loans, paying off credit cards, all that stuff, which I have started doing. And now it's like, I need to go on the road again, and I can't explain it in any other way than spiritual terms of that intuitive knowing. Every time that I've needed to travel, every time that I've start to feel stuck or start to feel frustrated, that's my telltale sign that I need to move. And literally every time that I need to start traveling, it comes up for me that, okay, I start feeling unrest concerning everything. It feels like everything around me starts to feel suffocating. And this job that I love, that I enjoy, you know, I'm a department manager, all of a sudden now it's just like I'm seeing not only the monotony of it, but realizing how taxing it is on me after having so many months not having to work. Well, basically choosing my own hours with Instacart. Now I'm working a full-time job, and I'm just like, I can't sustain this. And it's funny because back then, when I was on the road, I was doing Instacart, I hated Instacart because it was like, I have to do orders, I have to get orders for me to keep going, I have to get orders for me to keep moving, for me to get gas. It was very dependent on getting orders, which was a very unstable way to be. But while I am kind of co-conspirating with the universe that, you know, in order for me to leave, I need a new vehicle and I need a way to pay off this current vehicle. So I have applied for another sweepstakes. I was guided to do it, so if it doesn't work out, I'm just gonna be like, you know what, universe, you can't be playing with me like this. But if it does work out, then I will put in my 2 weeks, not long after everything's settled, after I've gotten all the paperwork I need and, you know, pay things like a year ahead, multiple things like my phone bill, pay my car insurance for a whole year, just get those things out of my way financially, and so I can just focus on the road ahead. I've been daydreaming about Oregon, which I stopped kind of videotaping my journeys a while ago, but back in March I did go all the way to Washington, which is a really amazing trip. And before I do travel, I want to try to get like either like a small phone or another camera or something where I can just film freely. But yeah, so I went to Oregon, and literally my mind has been going daydreaming about Oregon, the Oregon coast, Washington. Like, that trip was very quick. It took like a whole month, but it was more of a spiritual journey. A lot of things came up for me, a lot of things were revealed for me, and then I kind of rushed through it though, so I didn't really get to enjoy it. But now, being where I am, my mind is like fantasizing. The brief views that I saw is just like, I want to be back there again. So I know that the longer I stay here, the longer I stay in the situation, the longer I'm going to feel discontent, and I'm gonna explode. And it's also the sense that if I don't do it, the universe is gonna do it. And honestly, when the universe does stuff for you that you should have been listening to the whole time, it's not always pretty. It's kind of abrupt and sudden. It's like, I didn't have any chance to plan. But, you know, I'm working with the universe. I'm like, you provide this and I'll go. And here we are. So I just wanted to make this video as kind of like, okay, what am I gonna do differently this time? What is my plans? First of all, I haven't had to accumulate a whole lot being here because it is a fully furnished apartment. So that's a good thing. I have acquired a lot more clothes, which I'm not gonna get rid of this time. I actually want to get a few more like basic pieces, and I might end up letting go of stuff at some point, but for now I'm gonna accumulate a little bit of basic clothing, so I can just have like, don't have to do laundry every week, because I stripped down to the bare minimum, and it did not serve me the first time around. The second thing is that I will probably do Instacart again as a quick source of income, because honestly, in terms of earning potential, depending on where you are, you can get some pretty decent orders. You can cash out very quickly. California, I didn't love the options of like when I was in San Diego. The options were very sparse. However, with working in California for several weeks, it did benefit me in that there was like a back pay. So if you didn't earn a certain amount by like that the California state should said is minimum wage in like that time span for whatever county you're in, you get back paid like the following week, which was actually really helpful for me. So what I am hoping to do, if I head straight for Oregon, I also want to go to Colorado, but Oregon is really calling out to me again. So if I go to Oregon, I'm gonna pass through California like I did during my trip in March and work along the coast, because the coast in California is fucking gorgeous, and kind of work my way along that coast and earn up money that way. This time around though, I do want to have money saved away. Depending on how quickly this happens, I may not have much to work with, but I know I don't want to be at a point where there's $0 in my account and I'm starting just with Instacart, because I've done that. It's not fun. I want to have something to work with, something to expect. Even if I were to say give 2 weeks, and then after I leave, that 2-week ending, which is what I did with the last job I left, I made sure I left at a point where I got one full paycheck after I left. And with my other job, there was a lot more other payment structures that had to come through, so that was beneficial. But here, it's a 2-week period, so I feel like if I were to work during that 2-week period, I would get one paycheck after that, which would be at least $1,000, about $1,300. So that would be a chunk of money that I would have. But I do want to kind of save up a little bit more than that. If I were to get this vehicle in like, let's say a few weeks, right? And with all the time of getting the car situated, I would make sure that my rent for here I would like finish one full month and then be out, rather than having to pay for a whole month and then not stay the whole month. These might seem like little things, but I'm just kind of thinking aloud. Another thing in terms of food, I don't love canned food, but I do have a few like whole foods, like dried beans, dried rice that I'm gonna keep with me, but keeping it minimum. Pastas, I don't love pastas, but I have things for shakes that I can make with like just water and milk. I have a ton of supplements, so I might just stock up on those kind of things so I can make just shakes, and still kind of get the supplementation that I require, the nutrients I require. I would love to get some fruits, but it would have to be something like along the way. I would probably shop a few days. Cat food I have to stock up on. I was gifted a whole lot of cat food before I left for Washington, which I was super blessed about, but Teddy didn't really love them. So I ended up donating them all to the Humane Society. So there's a particular brand that I'm using right now that he loves, and he's actually switched fully to dry food. So all during the first portion that I had him, I was giving him wet food, which I still have wet food, he just doesn't eat it. I'm not gonna like give them away, but I'm gonna keep them. He's gonna have to eat them, but stocking up on the dry food that I know he likes, because I don't know where else I'm gonna be able to get it, and having just several bags there. There are gonna be a few things that I will have to get rid of, because I've bought like cleaning supplies, cookware. I can keep like the small bowls I have, but like my knife set, my butcher's block, not butcher's block, but like my knife block, my pots and pans are probably going to be too big to cook with. I still have my propane, I still have my low propane burners, so that's good, but probably getting another small cookware, like camping set cookware stuff, stocking up on like vinegar so I can wash dishes with. Maybe getting another blanket. Right now I have this blanket, which is really good, really soft, but maybe getting one that's a little bit thicker, like a quilt or a comforter that can, one, serve as like a mattress padding. I'm getting nasally. Serve as a mattress padding for whatever bed I get, whatever like vehicle I get, or just for like colder environments, having that extra bit of insulation. I did have a sleeping bag for a time, but when it got like messy, inevitably, it wasn't really easy to clean or find somewhere that had a big enough like machine for it. So I don't even know if I'm gonna invest in more blankets. I might just get like a mattress pad and another one of these that I can fold up and tuck away. But yeah, it's like, it's gonna be this weird balance of downsizing and getting a few more things. I actually think I still have my, this is so funny. So when I moved into here a few months ago, I have all my like solar panels, it's like this big giant foldable fold out solar panel that I have. Not the most effective thing, but it works. And I have my power bank that, again, it's no jackery, but it works kind of. I might get another power supply specifically for my devices to charge them up, because I'm going to be doing school I have to upgrade my phone plan to make sure that I have hotspots, possibly getting a Starlink or something comparable. Don't really know how that's gonna work. But it's what I was saying is it's funny because I was going to donate all that stuff, like everything I had, to Goodwill, and I don't think I did. At least I hope I haven't. I haven't opened my trunk in like 2-3 months. If I still have it, that would be extremely helpful because I don't have to buy more stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be this weird balance of simplifying and not simplifying. You know, I have my iPad, I have a laptop, I have my phone for all my technology. So as long as I have internet access, or maybe, you know, stopping somewhere, and depending on the format of my online classes, maybe I can download stuff and then read it or watch it wherever, I don't know. Downloading the syllabus and putting all the dates in my calendar so I know when things are due, all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be really interesting. Getting more storage bags as opposed to boxes. So I have like 4 storage totes that I used in my Buick that took up a lot of space. They were effective in organizing, but it just felt like it literally took up like half my space, and I want to make things more tuckable. So in my other vehicle, I took out the back seats. If I do get a new vehicle, I want to maintain the seats, which I was trying to do for the longest time in the other one, but I eventually took them out. But I want to be able to tuck things under the seat, have things accessible, have things easy to reach, and just be comfortable. You know, the one thing about living in a car is it can get cramped. It can feel cramped very easily. And one of the things I regret in my original trip journey is that I didn't go outside, and I wouldn't put myself in situations where I could be outside comfortably. I went to very public places, especially depending on Instacart. I went to major cities, and I don't like cities. I don't like crowded places. Having my cat that is an outdoor cat that likes to walk around, I don't like to be in parks and places that are full of dogs and dog owners. So I very much want to seek out the isolated places, not fully isolated, but places where me and Teddy can be outside, we can camp, we can walk comfortably. There have been many places I've gone where if you park in like the conventional places like 24-hour Fitness or Planet Fitness or all the stuff, there is still a chance of getting a knock on your window, and that's very uncomfortable for me. I don't like being in a place where I feel like I'm gonna be kind of absconded on or, you know, interrupted. I don't like the feeling of being somewhere and feeling like I have to look out all my windows, you know, covering all my windows, but not really feeling safe and secure. So I'm going to also invest in more safety tools for myself, more privacy things for whatever new vehicle I get, all these things where I just want to feel a little bit more secure, a little bit more safe. I do want to be in more forests and woodlands, and just be kind of out in nature and free. But I don't know, I feel like a lot of places are either like hidden gems that remain hidden or, you know, you might have to pay for some places. I was considering getting a national forest pass the first time around, never did. I do have to research like how many there are they cat friendly? I know some places you can't really have pets roaming around too far. Would it really be worth it? Like, would I really be staying on those national parks? Would I actually be like getting what I pay for? Are there any real benefits? All these things. So yeah. I know I've been rambling, but that is kind of where my mindset is about doing this second time around. I want to keep things simple. I'm not gonna like build out my van or car or whatever. I'm not going to do any fancy, you know, conversions, but I am going to maintain whatever I do. Don't do that. I am going to maintain whatever. Why would you attack the painting of all things? That thing is heavy as shit. Whatever I do, I want to make sure that the vehicle is still versatile. With doing Instacart, I'm going to definitely try to maintain keeping my trunk space as empty as possible. So really downsizing to the point where if someone were to look into my vehicle, it would look like a normal vehicle. That's what I wanted the first time around, and eventually it kind of just like descended into madness because I wanted it to be comfy. But if it can be something that I can maintain converting each night and it be comfortable, then I would rather do that. So yeah, those are just some things I'm going to be thinking about and working towards. Not trying to have a whole ton of storage. If I really truly don't need something, getting rid of it right away. But yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy, and maybe it gives you some ideas if you're planning on going car camping or living in your vehicle, some ideas of what to think about. I really want to be a lot more stealth in my next build, and be a lot more like it doesn't look like someone's living in their vehicle, not parking in places where it's obvious that you're living in your vehicle. You know, I want to be free, I want to travel, but I don't want to be a constant source of suspicion, you know. So yeah. Hopefully it goes well, you know. It's just gonna have to be a whole lot of faith and a whole lot of trusting and hoping that things go well. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully by then I'll be on the road or showing you a vehicle of some sort or something.